Is it did we start we started?
Yeah, you
My
start.
name is Nick.
My name's Drew.
My name is Chris, and this is Matzo
Matzo
Boy.
Boys.
Oh man, what a week it has been. I
Hmm.
mean, can we even talk about it this
No,
week?
let's
Yeah.
let's not.
I mean, I signed
Maybe that's
a
the last week.
Hmm.
non-discriminatory agreement.
Hmm.
Um, did you hear any news?
Hear any news? A lot of famous people died. So many that
Yeah,
we shouldn't even name them, but a
mhm.
lot of famous people.
So many.
Yeah.
I didn't hear any news. I did hear about all those famous people who died. Now it's like they called each other to tell each other, "Hey, I'm dying tomorrow," and that person was like, "Hey, I was gonna die," and they were like, "Oh, well, can I die today, and then you can die tomorrow?" And they were like, "Oh, okay," and then they all like were t spacing it out like a day or two so that
Yeah.
they didn't all die on the same day,
hmm They were
which
all in
was nice of
cahoots.
them.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's no other news besides, of course, the fact that
Nikki
Nikki
got
got
married.
married.
I mean,
What do we got?
why not?
Oh, in the scripts. Finally, Fresca, of course, the our sponsor.
Yeah, gotta love them.
Gotta love it. Gotta love that crisp, refreshing taste. Is
Grapefruit.
funding is funding a movie, the Matzo Boys movie, and sent us a bunch of spec scripts for the possible Matzo Boys movie. So they sent us a bunch of ideas of which way the movie can go, and this is up to our what we think the movie should be. Of course, we were just like, just send us a bunch of ideas. We don't care.
Yeah.
We don't have time. We're working on the podcast. We all invested in the hot air balloon business that I know we haven't talked about yet, but it is up and coming
Yeah. We'll have an episode about that
way in the
in a
future.
few weeks. Yeah.
Um, so they sent us a bunch of test scripts that we decided we weren't going to keep them to ourselves. We're going to share them with the our audience, of course, because we love you. So without further ado, these are just some ideas that were sent to us, of course, by Fresca or our
Yes.
current company.
So I have one
So
of the
Drew, would
scripts
you
right here. Yeah. Okay. All right. So here is one of the scripts that we were sent. The Matzo Boys, high noon, higher volume. The tagline is in the Wild West, they tamed the land, fought injustice, and invented podcasting.
oh, okay.
So here's the plot summary. At the turn of the 20th century, in the dusty frontier town of Sagebrush Flats, three unlikely cowboys, Nicky, a smooth-talking gambler with a mysterious past, Drew, a gadget-obsessed tinkerer who never goes anywhere without his steam-powered audio contraption, and Chris, a strong but silent cattle wrangler with a poet's soul, roam the West chasing outlaws and righting wrongs. Together they're known as the Matzo Boys, a name they picked after sharing a single matzo cracker left behind by a traveling Jewish peddler. They have no clear ties to Jewish heritage, but the name just stuck. It felt right. I love this one already. This is this
I
is my
mean, this
favorite.
is
Britain.
cool. I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah.
Where are we getting funding?
The American frontier is changing fast. Railroads are crossing the plains, towns are growing, and people crave stories. Drew, ever the visionary, cobbles together a bizarre invention he calls the Voice Box, a massive gear-filled recording machine powered by wind-up cranks, whiskey fumes, and sheer cowboy ingenuity. One night, after foiling a local land baron's plot to dam the river, they record their first episode, just the three of them around a campfire, talking about justice, heartbreak, bar fights, and the art of spitting tobacco with precision. It's raw, chaotic, and deeply funny. Deeply. To everyone's surprise, the wax cylinders they hand out around town become a hit. Soon, travelers from all over come looking for the Matzo sessions.
Hold
Oh,
on.
okay.
I literally just got chills just listening to this script. So just continue. I just want to let you know, I really.
Yeah. This, I mean, the other ones we hear, I don't know if they're going to match up to this.
I mean,
But,
there. This is go ahead. It's
and I'm not really like a Western person. I don't really, not into that kind of stuff. But I love this idea. This is a great
yeah.
plot. But fame has its price. Their popularity threatens powerful figures, namely Mayor Silas Dregg, who sees their influence as a threat to his crooked railroad deals. He outlaws mechanical storytelling and sends a posse to shut them down. The Matzo Boys refuse to be silenced. With Drew's inventions, Chris's fists, and Nikki's silver tongue, they ride to defend free speech, open storytelling, and slightly inaccurate horse facts. In
All right.
in the
You know,
climactic,
the glue that they use for the hooves was sometimes used for encyclopedias.
Right. Sometimes the
Sorry.
horse's teeth just fall out.
yeah,
There's nothing you can do. Yeah. Sometimes horses sleep for 48 hours. I don't think that's true.
horses only sleep standing up. They never sit down. They never lay down.
Well, that's a true fact, though.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's not
Nikki,
actually.
horse.
That's what we do
You
here.
know,
We spread semi-false information.
we're doing it right now.
Welcome to Matzo Boys.
Open them out to boys. Did you know horses have no tongues?
Bleh.
In the climactic showdown at Dead Horse Junction, they distract the mayor's goons by broadcasting a live episode so riveting that the entire town stops to listen. Chris delivers a stirring monologue about freedom and soup. Drew unveils a working soundboard made of harmonicas, and Nikki flirts with every woman in town while hosting. They win not just the fight, but the future. The final scene, the Matzo Boys ride off into a golden sunset, wax cylinders clanking in their saddlebags. Drew says,
What?
"You think folks will still listen to this in 100 years?" Nikki says, "Only if they got ears, partner." And Chris says, "And a darn good attention span." As they disappear over the horizon, we hear a crackling playback. Welcome back to another episode of the Matzo Sessions. Credits roll to a twangy banjo cover of the cereal theme. Back from our episode about breakfast foods and cereals.
Hmm.
Well,
I feel like I just watched that movie.
do we just greenlight it right now? Do we even bother with the other ones?
I I want to hear what else there is.
Okay.
Did someone enlighten me what these circles of wax are? Because I
The
don't remember. Are they some form of currency?
I think that is like what they would play, like a record.
Oh, like
Is
that's
that the
what
only thing
they were
holding you
playing their
back from
podcast
greenlighting
for
this?
back then?
That's the only thing holding you back from greenlighting this?
No, I feel, don't get me wrong. I think that it was an amazing story. I'm
Mhm.
playing devil advocate here.
Oh,
Hear me out. I think it was an amazing story for the fans that they would love it and everyone would go out to see it. I feel like it is an early 2000s version, like Wild Wild West and and Shanghai Noon.
yeah. But I
It
mean,
is like that generation. And if you love those actors, like us, if we played our story as Matzo Boys in that world, self-contained, people would be like, "Oh, I want that. Give it to me now." It is them in that genre. We'll take it.
I feel like you're not picturing us in those roles.
I am picturing us. It's like us three amigos style. Like
Man,
we literally could do anything if you think about it. But what do the fans want? I mean, maybe we should even ask them to give us a million stories and then vote on the one. Was just the first. I agree. This was a great one, but there
okay.
are millions out there that that could be told of us.
We could have the fans vote on which script they like.
What?
Very sophisticated.
This one's called Matzo Mayhem, and the genre is it's a buddy cop or a buddy comedy. So the log line is when a priceless piece of Jewish history goes missing from a local museum, the Matzo Boys, three underqualified, overconfident podcast hosts, are mistaken for a team of professional art thieves. With the police, real criminals, and their own personal dysfunctions hot on their heels, they must recover the artifact, save their reputations, and maybe, just maybe, hit 1,000 YouTube subscribers. All
1,000.
right.
Yep.
That sounds
Did I
good.
say 1,000 or 100?
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Did I say 100?
No, you said 1,000.
Oh, my goodness. I
Yeah.
mean, 100 would be nice.
Yeah.
Plot summary Act 1 Introducing the Boys. In a small New York neighborhood known more for the bodegas than its cultural institutions, the Matzo Boys podcast is quietly tanking in a basement studio.
Hmm.
Tankling? Quietly tankling in a basement studio. Chris, a chaotic blend of Banksy and Borscht Belt, is juggling his failed acting career.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Star of the underground Smooth film series with illicit street art murals that keep getting him banned from local synagogues. Drew, the reluctant producer, is the only one with a real job and sanity, but keeps getting dragged into the podcast. And it's increasingly unhinged episodes. Nick, the idea guy, is always pitching half-baked business schemes mid-episode. What if we start a kosher hot sauce company? Usually while loudly negotiating with his uncle on the phone through Bluetooth earbuds. Their latest idea, top 10 Jewish heists of all time, randomly goes viral when Chris makes an offhand spray painted joke mural depicting themselves as Jewish Ocean's 11. The mural ends up plastered across a construction wall directly next to the local Jewish History Museum. Act 2 The mistaken identity. The next morning, disaster strikes. A priceless artifact, the Matzah of Moses, allegedly the last unbroken piece of the original Exodus Seder, is stolen from the museum. Surveillance footage shows three masked figures escaping through a back alley. Due to a series of misunderstandings, a few doctored clips from their podcast and Chris's mural, the Matzah Boys are suddenly persons of interest. They're approached by a mysterious museum board member, Mr. Feinberg, who hires them under the false assumption that they're the real thieves and tasks them with retrieving the stolen matzah from a rival collector who allegedly double-crossed them. Desperate for podcast content and believing it could be their big break, they accept the job. Act 3 Mayhem, Mishaps, and Matzah. The trio embark on a ridiculous, misinformed journey across Brooklyn's most eccentric Jewish underground scenes, from an underground bagel speakeasy to a Hasidic fight club, where Nick somehow becomes a betting favorite. In search of clues, Chris keeps tagging buildings with cryptic symbols he swears are part of the art world language. Drew is frantically trying to keep them from getting arrested or killed, balancing it with editing the next episode of his phone on his phone. Nick keeps getting distracted by new side hustles briefly launching a line of commemorative yarmulke-like yarmulkes with QR codes on the back. Scan for exclusive podcast content. Eventually, they learn the real culprit is Mrs. Feinberg herself, who orchestrated the theft to sell the matzah to a crypto-backed NFT art dealer in Miami.
Mhm.
Act 4, the heist to end all heists. Now, the boys must become the thieves everyone thought they were, planning an actual heist to steal back the artifact before it disappears into digital oblivion. With Chris's spray painting used as a distraction mural, Drew's impersonating a rabbi with a Bluetooth mic, and Nick creating a fake listing for the Matzo Boys as a kosher AI. They just might pull it off. In the final scene, they barely escape, matzah in hand, podcast recorder still rolling. The stolen artifact is anonymously returned to the museum. The Matzo Boys upload the whole chaotic adventure as a documentary episode titled We Accidentally Robbed a Museum Gone Wrong. Not clickbait. It becomes the biggest episode ever. Cue a montage of them getting invited to do a late night interviews, almost landing a Netflix deal, and still recording in Drew's basement. In a post credit scene, Nick answers a call. Hello? Wait, what? You want to hire us to recover the Ten Commandments from Mar-a-Lago? Cue a wide-eyed reaction.
So,
Hot Rod, murders in the building, splash of Hebrew hammer, and full of heart and high-stakes stupidity.
so we
So
have,
that
yeah. So we have the Western uh way we could go, or we can go this
that's like yeah
art
that
thief.
You know what this one was?
What?
National Treasure.
yeah this one was total like new age, not National Treasure, but like total Netflix movie.
Yeah, it's a little like it's weird.
That was great. Both of us. Okay, I'm sorry, but they're really the scripts they're sending us. They're really hitting the matzah really hard,
Yeah.
and I don't mean like
Mm.
hitting the matzah. I mean like
Yeah.
if you ask me, they're hitting the matzah. I mean like just because we have matzah in our names doesn't mean you have to include it in the script. But they really are putting it in there.
Hey, I
Mm.
mean, if that's what the people want, if they want
Yeah.
matzah, we give them matzah.
And like the Western script, like they did whatever they wanted. I just you know all we did was give them our names, and they ran with our personalities. This one, it feels like they really took who we were
Mm-hmm.
and gave us who we are,
Mm-hmm.
made us who we are in real life. They wrote it for who we are, our personalities now.
Yeah.
I appreciated.
I would be
Big
down
time.
to do some kind of art heist.
Yeah, this one was great. This one's 100% in the running.
But I mean like in real life.
Oh,
Like I would
how'd
do
you
like a
how'd you get
posting.
caught?
Like I would take. I've always wanted to take a piece of art home like from Panera.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm.
It's not high stakes enough though.
You ever try taking one of those off the wall?
I haven't. All right, that'll be an episode.
Murder.
Nick,
Mm.
did they send you a script?
It's the Matzo Boys, the action comedy.
Ooh.
The tagline: These cops. Oh, sorry. Three cops, one boss, zero arrests. Plot summary: Detectives Nikki, Drew, and Chris are an elite trio of misenchanted but inseparable NYPD cops known around the precinct as the Matzo Boys, a name they proudly gave themselves after bonding over a late night stakeout and a shared love of Jewish deli food. They've taken down pretty petty gangs, crooked landlords, and even a rogue mine ring. Oh, a rogue mime ring. But their but their white but their white whale,
Mhm.
the elusive and family flamingly boy, flamingly buoyant crime boss, Big Deborah. Oh God, speaking of Big Deborah. Big Deborah, a former lounge singer turned criminal queenpin with a love for fur coats and Broadway, seized sized schemes, runs half the city's underground empire with with charm, chaos, and a never-ending supply of henchmen in the make mensch in the match in matching jumpsuits. Every time the boss boys get close, she slips away, usually while singing or making fun of Nikki's hairline. Determined to finally bring her to justice, the trio give sorry, determined to finally bring her to justice, the trio give dive deeper into the criminal underworld. But the more they uncover, the me the the messier it gets. Corrupt officials vanishing, dang, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Vanishing
va-
scripts.
vanishing evidence, and Deborah always being 2 steps ahead. Eventually, the stress starts to amount. Drew's getting Drew's getting into conspiracy theories. Chris is developing prime twitch. Nikki's addicted to bubble tea. They begin to realize that no matter how hard they try, Big Deborah can't be caught. She is the system.
Mm.
Delusioned, but still ride off. Sorry, delusioned, but still ride or die for each other. The three do what any self-respecting cops do when they hit a wall. They start a podcast. Their true passion, talking shop, airing weird stories from the beat and unveiling the bizarre socio-political intro intro we gotta go past that word.
Mhm.
Intricacies of urban crimes with surprising influence. The Matzo mic becomes a cult scenario. Nope. Sensation. Drawing in intense uh, in listeners worldwide and even gaining attention from Big Deborah herself.
Mm.
In the film's final act, she calls into the show anonymously, but everyone knows it's her, and mockingly phrases uh, phrases their little audio adventure, the Matzo Boys. Don't don't flinch. They may never cuff her, but her words might just make a difference. The final scene goes that the three sit in a cramped studio eating pastrami sandwiches, laughing as fans' emails roll in. Chris says, "You know, catching Deborah would be cool." Nikki says, "Yeah, but this feels right." Drew says, "Let's hit record. We've got a story to tell." Credits roll to a jazzy remix of Have Nalia Papa Nagila.
Mm, have an
Oh,
egg. All right. That one doesn't
mm,
sound like that one. That one's. I like the idea.
yeah,
That one is a
Doesn't sound like our vibe.
direct-to-DVD movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that one does sound like it. It's
That one.
like a second
That one
direct to
sounds like
DVD.
based on a true story. And then at the end it says executive producer Dick Wolf.
hmm
Yeah.
I have one more script that we got.
Mm.
I can
All
go
right.
over it.
Let's.
It's called Nick's Matzo Boys. Tag,
Oh.
three quarter Jewish, quarter Italian childhood friends, Drew, Chris, and Nick, run a chaotic but hilarious podcast out of their Brooklyn apartment. When their show unexpectedly goes viral, they're thrust into a whirlwind of fame, family drama, and absurd adventures, forcing them to confront their roots, their friendship, and how much matzah is too much matzah. Main characters Drew, the grounded deadpan realist, manages the podcast equipment and tries to keep everything from going off the rails. He's the dad of the group, but secretly dreams of writing screenplays. Wow, okay.
All right.
Chris, the storyteller, a natural born rambler who turns mundane events into wild epics. He's the show's charm and chaos wrapped in one, and never finishes a story the same way twice. Nick, the wild
Okay.
card, zero filter, all instincts. One day he's trying a raw vegan diet, the next he's joining a Hasidic improv troupe and starting a side hustle importing exotic cheeses. You never know what he'll do next. Here's Act One, the schmear of things to come. Drew, Chris, and Nick have been running the Matzo Boys podcast for 2 years out of their Brooklyn apartment. It's a low-key affair, mostly them riffing about Jewish Italian family traditions, embarrassing stories, and absurd hot takes like, would Moses survive Coachella? Then
Let's
one of
make that the
Chris,
next episode. Can we make that the next episode? This is a good show.
yes.
That's cool. Sorry,
I guess
God.
we'll scratch that one off.
Then one of Chris's stories, a completely embellished tale about sneaking into a synagogue with Nick to avoid a parking ticket, goes viral on TikTok. Suddenly, Matzo Boys is on the map. Oy vey, we made it. Act two. Offers roll in. A podcast network wants to sign them. Meadowlark, maybe. They're invited to a Jewish Italian fusion food festival in New Jersey. Nick starts dating a quirky um, public relations girl who thinks she's descended from Roman centurions. Drew's worried about selling out while Chris sees it as their big break. Family members start inserting themselves. Drew's grandmother insists on being a guest. Chris's uncle offers to manage them. Nick's mother thinks he's finally becoming a rabbi. Meanwhile, the pressure to keep up with the podcast popularity causes creative burnout and worse, a rift between Drew and Chris over what's real versus what's for content. Act 3, Shalom or Bust. After an epic meltdown live on air where Nick accidentally reveals that a major story was fake, the podcast goes into hiatus. The friends stop speaking, their fame begins to fade. But then, a heartfelt voicemail from a younger listener reminds them why they started in the first place. To laugh at themselves, celebrate their roots, and share stories that matter. Cue the reconciliation. Drew, Chris, and Nick reunite for a live episode at their old community center. Family, fans, and old flames in the audience. They lean into the madness, embrace the chaos, and deliver their most authentic, hilarious, and ridiculous show yet. Final scene. The trio walks off stage, triumphant, bickering over where to get post-show food. Chris, I'm thinking Kugel tacos? Drew, that's not a thing. Nick, I know a guy. Roll credits over bloopers, real fan clips, and snippets of their fake podcast episodes.
I do know a guy.
You do know a guy.
Do you know a guy who can get Kugel meat?
Google.
I mean,
You know,
that one is sublime.
yeah. I think the Western, I think this one, those are the two. Fans can
I
vote.
think the heist one was
Heist one's good. Heist one's good.
the heist one's great.
But you know what? I think there's one more script that's better.
Which one?
You didn't get that one?
I get it.